Chandamama Ramayan, Part 46. After Sugriv bit the ears and cheeks of Kumbhakarna and leapt away to the presence of Rama, Kumbhakarna stood still like a mountain for one moment as streams of blood flowed over his entire body, and then he set out again for the field of battle. Remembering that there was no weapon in his hand, he picked up a fearsome make on the way and went to the battlefield. There, he began to seize and eat all living beings that appeared in his fury. Kumbhakarna did not notice the fact that along with the monkeys, the demons were also falling into his mouth. As the monkeys were fleeing without being caught by him, Kumbhakarna pursued and caught them and ate them in thousands. Seeing this, Lakshman opposed Kumbhakarna and cast arrows upon him. But Kumbhakarna did not heed those arrows in the least. He continued to move toward Rama while eating the monkeys that came into his reach. Rama cast a terrifying missile and struck the chest of Kumbhakarna. With that blow, flames emerged from the mouth of Kumbhakarna. He fell down. Lakshman told the monkeys to climb and stand upon Kumbhakarna so that he would not rise again. However, Kumbhakarna brushed off the monkeys who had climbed upon him as if he were brushing off ants. Seeing that, Rama approached Kumbhakarna and sounded his bowstring. Kumbhakarna rose and stood and came toward Rama like a large mountain. Rama looked at him and said, "Kumbhakarna, do not fear, come. Perhaps you have conquered Indra. I am not Indra, I am Rama. I am going to kill you this very moment. I am also not Viradha, Kabandha, Kara, Vali, or Maricha, I am Kumbhakarna. I have come, show me what your prowess is. After that, I shall eat you," said Kumbhakarna. The ordinary arrows cast by Rama could not do anything to Kumbhakarna. Even the arrows that pierced the Sala trees and killed Vali became futile upon Kumbhakarna. Rotating the make in his hand in circles, Kumbhakarna ensured that some of the arrows of Rama did not strike him. Then Rama employed the Vayavyastra upon Kumbhakarna. That severed the hand of Kumbhakarna, which was holding the make. Kumbhakarna screamed loudly. When his hand fell severed, some monkeys were crushed and died under it. Kumbhakarna, having lost one hand, uprooted a great tree with his second hand and came upon Rama. Rama severed the second hand of Kumbhakarna as well, along with the tree, using the Indrastra. Afterward, he severed the feet of Kumbhakarna with two Ardhachandra arrows. While Kumbhakarna fell broken like a mountain and was roaring with his mouth open like a cave, Rama filled that gaping mouth with arrows. While Kumbhakarna was in a state of having fainted, Rama severed the head of Kumbhakarna with a divine missile. As Kumbhakarna, who was of great strength, died, the demons made cries of lamentation. The faces of the monkeys blossomed. Upon hearing the news that Kumbhakarna died at the hands of Rama, Ravana fainted for some time and afterward grieved for his younger brother. Along with him, the remaining demon warriors also grieved. Consoling Ravana, who was grieving for his younger brother, 6 demon warriors named Trishira, Atikaya, Devantaka, Narantaka, Mahodra, and Mahapashva set out for war. Again, a tumultuous war began between the demon and monkey armies. Narantaka entered the midst of the monkey army and began killing monkeys in hundreds with his spear. Then Sugriv sent Angada upon him. Angada went in front of Narantaka and said, "Why do you employ this spear upon ordinary monkeys? Strike me with it." Narantaka struck the chest of Angada forcefully with his spear. That broke into pieces. When Angada struck the horse which Narantaka was riding on its head with his palm, its head broke and it died. When Narantaka clenched his fist and struck hard, the head of Angada broke and blood began to flow. Wondering, does he have this much strength? Angada struck forcefully in the chest with his clenched fist and Narantaka died vomiting blood. Seeing that, Mahodra, Devantaka, and Trishira came upon Angada. Hanuman and Neela came to aid Angada, who was fighting alone with those 3. In the war that took place between them, Hanuman killed Devantaka by breaking his head. Likewise, Mahodra died in the hands of Neela. Again, Hanuman himself fought with Trishira for a long time and severed his neck with his own sword. In the meantime, as Mahapashva, who was one among the demon heroes, took a terrifying make and went upon the monkeys, a monkey hero named Rishbha engaged with him and, even after being struck by his make, broke the head of Mahapashva with that same make. As soon as Mahapashva also died, the demons threw away their weapons and fled. Seeing the demons fleeing thus, Atikaya felt great anger and fell upon the monkey army like a second Kumbhakarna. Rama saw Atikaya from a distance and wondered, who is this hero coming in the form of a mountain? His bows also appear extraordinary, and asked Vibhishan. He is the son born to Ravana through Dhanyamalini, Atikaya. For Lanka, He too is like an impregnable fortress. He is one who obtained divine missiles by worshipping Brahma. If his matter is not settled immediately, he can destroy the monkey army with arrows, said Vibhishan. In the meantime, Atikaya entered the monkey army while making a lion-like roar. Kumuda, Dvividha, Manda, Nila, and Sharabha united and opposed him. He struck and pained them all with steel arrows. Afterward, he came to the place where Rama was and said, I do not fight with the weak. If there is anyone capable, they may come to war with me. Hearing these words, Lakshman sounded his bowstring with indignation and came and stood before him. Lakshman, you are a mere child. Do not lose your life without cause by fighting with me, said Atikaya. Show your prowess in deeds and not in mere words, said Lakshman. Both started the war with arrows. They pained each other with arrows. They struck down the arrows of each other. They resisted the missiles cast by one another with counter missiles. Because Atikaya was wearing an impenetrable armor, the arrows of Lakshman could not do anything to him. Realizing this fact, Lakshman employed the Brahmastra and severed the head of Atikaya. Upon hearing that the 6 great warriors among the demon heroes had died, Ravana sunk into an endless ocean of grief. Then Indrajit looked at his father and said, Why is there this worry while Indrajit is alive? I shall go right now, kill those Rama and Lakshman in war and return. Ravana said, All right. Indrajit mounted a chariot drawn by excellent donkeys and set out for the battlefield. Many demon heroes who were archers mounted upon elephants and horses and taking spears, maces, swords, and clubs, set out for war following Indrajit. In the battlefield, keeping the demons as guards around his chariot, Indrajit performed a sacrifice with oblations and offered a black goat as a sacrifice. The fire burned without smoke and indicated victory to him. After all this was completed, Indrajit, together with his chariot and charioteer, rose into the sky and disappeared. The demon army moved to war with immense enthusiasm. A gruesome massacre took place upon the monkey army. Prominent monkey heroes Gandhamadana, Nala, Manda, Gaza, Jambavan, Sugriv, Rishbha, Angada, and Dvividha were wounded by the intense arrows employed by Indrajit. Some fainted. There was no count for the monkeys who died. The monkeys could not see at all where Indrajit was in the sky. The rain of arrows showered by Indrajit fell upon Rama and Lakshman as well. Rama said to Lakshman, It is not a task possible for us to fight with this Indrajit who is not even visible to the eye. As a result of his missiles, the entire monkey army is lying in a faint. If we also fall as if we have fainted, Indrajit will be satisfied and leave. As soon as Rama and Lakshman appeared as if they had fallen in a faint, Indrajit returned to Lanka with supreme joy. Seeing Rama and Lakshman in a faint, the monkey army felt agitation. Sugriv, Nila, Angada, and Jambavan were truly in a faint without consciousness of their bodies. To the monkeys who were worried looking at Rama and Lakshman, Vibhishan said, Do not be agitated. Rama and Lakshman are only feigning a faint. Night, darkness. Among the monkeys who were lying in a faint, it was not known who was alive and who was dead. Therefore, Vibhishan and Hanuman took one firebrand each and began to search. Indrajit struck down 67 crore monkeys that evening in 2 hours. Among those who had fallen, Sugriv, Angada, Nila, Sharabha, and many others appeared to them. They searched for Jambavan. The very aged Jambavan appeared with consciousness. Vibhishan approached Jambavan and said, Grandfather, you are alive, right? Jambavan said in a weak voice, Is that Vibhishan speaking, my son? My eyes are not able to see. Is Hanuman well? Grandfather, why are you asking the word about Hanuman without asking about Sugriv, Angada, and Rama and Lakshman, said Vibhishan. Do you ask why I asked the word about Hanuman? Listen, I shall tell. Even if this entire monkey army dies, if Hanuman alone is there, it is as if it is alive. If it is not so, even if the entire monkey army is alive, if Hanuman is gone, it is equal to being dead. My son, as long as that Hanuman is alive, there is hope for life for us, said Jambavan. Hanuman, who was listening to these words, approached Jambavan with great feeling of respect and saluted him by holding his feet. As soon as the voice of Hanuman was heard, life returned to Jambavan. My son Hanuman, come here. This burden of protecting these monkeys is yours now. This task is not possible by anyone else except you. You must cross the ocean and go to the Himavat mountains. There, the peaks that appear higher than all are Rishbha and Kailas. Between those two, there is the Oshdi mountain. Upon its peak, There are 4 divine medicinal herbs. Their names are Vishalyakrani, Mrita Sanjeevani, Savarnakrani, and Sandhankarani. Take those 4 medicinal herbs and return quickly, thus Jambavan urged Hanuman. He said that the monkeys could be brought back to life with them. Immediately, Hanuman climbed onto a mountain peak with one leap in that night time, increased his body, let out a great roar such that the demons would be terrified, and rose into the sky. Chandamama Ramayan, Part 46 is complete. For now, Swasti.